Cathar. That's a card that, not in a lot of the lists that you see on Magic Online, but it's the second time we've seen it here today. He's going to be playing against Richard Davis. Richard Davis playing the red-green ramp deck. A very similar build of that to what we saw win the Pro Tour.
Yep.
And come in second place at the Pro Tour.
Yeah. So they look like they're shuffling up now, and are their sideboards any different? The sideboard's got to matter a little bit in this matchup, I'm sure.
Yeah,
who's favored?
The ramp deck is favored here.
Heavily or?
Pretty heavily.
Pretty heavily?
Yeah. The human deck, kind of it's interesting, because this was the deck that everybody expected everyone to play at the Pro Tour.
Right.
And as a result, nobody really played Blue-Black Control at the Pro Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Blue-Black Control is a very bad matchup against the human deck. But then at the Pro Tour, decks like this Wolf Run deck started showing up, and they crushed the human decks.
Yeah.
So, they were able to do really well in that Pro Tour where nobody was playing the Blue-Black Control deck.
Yeah.
Then at the last few Star City Opens and at the Grand Prix, people started playing Blue-Black Control again.
Yeah.
And then that was beating the ramp decks. And because people were playing
Just
Blue-Black Control
circle.
again, then the human deck became viable again because it crushes the Blue-Black deck so badly.
Right.
So, kind of an interesting dance between all of these cards. Now, in the sideboards here, some interesting things. Richard Davis can bring in some Worm Coil Engines. Those are going to be really good here. He has Whip Flares, also very strong here. Post board for Dustin. Dustin has Celestial Purges, an effective way to deal with Huntmaster of the Fells and Inferno Titan.
Yeah.
He also has access to... I think that's all he's going to bring in. He has Grafdigger's Cage, but... I don't know, I guess Grafdigger's Cage, stops Green Sun Zenith, but that's about it.
Yeah. Probably not worth it, I guess.
There are only two Green Sun Zeniths. So Richard Davis, our Wolf Run Ramp player, goes down to 6 cards here. Shuffling up.
So what kind of matchups have you guys seen today? Anything super interesting?
We saw a black-white-green Planeswalker deck.
That's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet. That Shieldred, the Whispering one in it.
Really?
Yeah.
How's
He
that?
cast the Shieldred, and it dominated the game and ended up winning the game, but it would have won him the game much more convincingly if it had just been an Elesh Norn.
Okay.
So...
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like a Planeswalker deck. It's got, I'm assuming, Garrux, and then...
Yeah, it has Garruk Relentlesses that it can use to kind of tutor up one of creatures.
Okay.
Then it had...
Did it play Sorin?
It did not have Sorin. It did have Lingering Souls, though. It had Elspeth, Turel, Liliana. It had 3 Day Judgment, 3 Oblivion Ring. Pretty cool deck.
So
hopefully Glenn's going to do a deck tech on it at some point.
I guess it's ideal draw. Is that possible to go? Yeah, it is, to go like Liliana into Garruk into Elspeth.
Yeah, you can do that.
So
you can also go like Rampant Growth, Garruk, Elspeth.
Yeah,
It plays 4 Rampant Growth. So it was actually like Manolith, which seemed a little strange to me.
Okay.
Sphere of the Suns comes down to turn earlier.
Yeah.
But he didn't have that many. I guess he had a good number of 4s. Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like it's a very interesting theory. I like whenever I see like new things emerging.
Maybe the right number is actually some number of Manolith and some number of the Sphere of the Suns.
Yeah, I imagine like the Primeval Titan decks can get away with playing Sphere of the Suns a lot easier because they have like some of them have birds and stuff like that to kind of fix their mana. Whereas that one's probably using that colored mana from that artifact every single turn and doesn't expect to just end the game as soon as it casts its fatty.
That makes sense.
Probably still have to play like another Planeswalker to defend your other Planeswalkers and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Looks like Davis is mulling to 5.
Yeah, Richard going down to 5 cards here. It's never where you want to be.
Not at all.
Feature match.
I mean, but like you said, he has a pretty good matchup here, so.
Yeah, it's a really good matchup.
Yeah, so I mean, 5 cards can probably get there. We'll see.
Again, though, even though it's a very good matchup, I will take humans on 7 cards against Wolf Run on 5 any day. But I'd take just about any deck on 7 cards against just about any deck on 5 cards. There are very few situations where...
That's always a good feeling whenever you know you're facing a bad matchup and then they're mulling and you're just in your mind, you're like, 4.
I mean, everybody says they don't want to see their opponents mulligan and that they want to play real games, but in your head when they're mulliganing, you're chanting that number 1 lower.
I mean, for me, if it's like insignificant, if it's just like a moto draft or something, then I want to play a real game. If it's like actually money on the line, a big deal type game, I just want to win. Like, I'll be honest, yeah.
So Richard was on the play with that mulligan too, pretty rough. He has a turn 1 Forest and then passes the turn over to Dustin, who's got a turn 1 Doom Traveler. Then Richard has a turn 2 Sphere of the Suns. Dustin attacks for 1, dropping Richard down to 19 here.
The great thing about this deck,
another Doom Traveler.
The great thing about Wolf Run in general, like even on a mole, I mean, he can just play, like, I'm sure he has Solemn in his deck, maybe. Yeah, he's got some Solemns. Play like a Solemn here, next turn ramp to a Fatty, and he's golden.
Yeah, he's just great.
Yeah.
Like, Solemn Simulacrum almost solves the mulligan to 5 all by itself.
Right, yeah.
Ooh, and Huntmaster does similar work.
Yeah. It's got so many powerful cards, so yeah. Frowntown always comes up whenever we're in the booth. It's not Frowntown quite yet. We'll give it a turn or 2.
Ooh, Geist of Saintraft. He's pretty good.
He is very good.
See, does Dustin want to trade his Doom Travelers off? I don't think
Doesn't look like it.
And even Geist, not that good here.
Yeah.
Huntmaster does pretty well against Geist.
Truer words have never been spoken. Looks like he has a big Garrick in his hand, which...
Oh!
He's offering it up.
I can't imagine Dustin doesn't double block.
Yeah. Seems like the right play. Take 2, double block. I mean, he could just be feeling like a Galvanic Blast or something and just doesn't want to get... it's not even really a blowout, though.
Yeah, it's not a blowout at all. You're just like, oh, okay.
All right, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Like, now I can actually attack you.
Yeah.
It's a weird attack. I don't know if I know what to make of this if I'm Dustin.
I mean, I'd have to assume he has some piece of removal, but he's offering the trade for the Geist and then 2 for 1 throws away a Galvanic Blast or something. If he has those in his deck, I don't know.
I might just
he does.
Block the Huntmaster with the Geist.
Yeah. I mean,
seems
a lot of that
reasonable.
Yeah, it's definitely reasonable. It depends on Dustin's hand. Like, if his hand just is crappy and he's waiting for the Geist to get there, but...
And no play from Richard after that. That's really interesting.
Flips it.
Ravager gets flipped.
Yeah.
So Doom Traveler. This one's going to get a 1/1 flyer. And it's interesting because now he just lets Dustin attack him with that Angelic Dustin, like the Geist of Saintraft. And
is that a little bit of foreshadowing there?
I think I may have accidentally foreshadowed something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're in Frowntown.
Yeah, this is Frowntown. Population 1. Richard Davis. And he did mulligan to 5, but I mean, even if he didn't mulligan to 5, it's pretty rough when your opponent has an Angelic Destiny on a Geist of Saintraft.
He's taking 1,000,000 damage right now.
Yes.
It's amazing how fast that just gets the job done. Just
2 turns, and that's all it took. It's going to be pretty rough for Richard at this point.
Yeah. He was really wishing for that trade right there with the Huntmaster for the Geist.
Yeah, in hindsight, it was actually pretty good that he attacked.
Yeah.
Just got free value out of it.
That's true. Might have been a really good read for the Angelic Destiny. But even then, like, he's still running into the double blocker. Has to burn off one of the things to keep it alive, and then doesn't get to flip it, so...
Well, I mean, he cannot block the wolf. Remember, wolves are unblockable because they are. I'm just kidding. The wolves are not unblockable.
No.
Dustin going to fall to 12 here. Chumps the 4/4.
I'm always watching situations like this, just kind of like rooting for the underdog right now. Like, hoping he has like a blowout naturalize. Just to,
So,
he doesn't.
Where did that come from?
They never do.
So, you get him a bird. Oh, he has an
He's
ink
a-
moth.
yeah, he's an ink moth to
That'll,
block,
that'll
yeah.
buy him one turn, but he needs to kind of play something and be able to activate that ink moth, which is kind of hard for him to do. That looks like he's got something.
Rampant growth, maybe? Not
Yeah,
today.
it's a rampant
Oh,
growth.
It is. All right. It was out of the camera range.
And you're forced to pass. Just chump block with this ink moth nexus. And then he needs to draw land off the top and have Devil's Play already in his hand, or vice versa. Have land already in his hand and have a Devil's Play off the top. But he doesn't have a land, and we know that.
Yeah. It's also appending Dustin attacks into a situation which allows that. Uh-oh.
Ugh. Is he just really, really dead? No, he's not really, really dead. He can still just block the Geist.
Yeah.
If you're Dustin here, the type play is to just attack with Geist. There's really no reason to do any more than that.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to do the work eventually. And you're not going to get burned out off his 4 mana right now. Looks like that's his game plan. Animate. And block.
So he's taking 5. He's going to fall to 6 here. And a Champion of the Parish comes down. And
Those 2 spells,
Richard's
too.
going to gain 2 life and make a wolf now.
Plus side to everything.
He's going to gain 2 life and make a wolf now.
Hopefully.
It's not a May, so if we could have a message sent over to the judge. He has 2 more life and he has a wolf.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep. Goes up to 8 here. Let's see.
What does Richard need here?
Yeah, it looks like he's probably just dead anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even think he has anything as a deck.
Yeah, he just packs
Yeah,
up.
yeah, there we go.
Anyway, he's like, okay,
Hope
I'm
for a
all
better
five.
game too, yeah.
I'm looking at 5. He had the turn 3 Geist, turn 4 Angelic Destiny. I mean, his opponent's only playing 2 Geist and 2 Angelic Destiny.
Yeah.
Kind of
It happens.
an unusual thing to have to face down. But I mean, you're playing those cards in order for that to happen.
Right, right.
It's not like
I mean, to be fair, Angelic Destiny's like probably pretty good on any of those creatures. It's not gonna win him that race like Geist will, but
Oh yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
especially in this matchup.
Yeah.
Dustin Eyers might want to bring in some Lean and Relic Warders. Just, you know, some value.
Play with this mana a little bit. Pick off Solemns.
Spheres.
Yeah.
Picking off Solemn's a little dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, your opponent just Galvanic Blast you and gets free Remnant Growth out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, if he's playing, how many honors does he have? 4? Yeah. It gets around a little bit. That's still bad news for the Slag Storm. Whatever. It's a risky play.
Oblivion Ring probably coming in. Celestial Purge.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
And then from Richard, we got, like we said earlier, probably the Whip Flares.
Just Whip Flares and a Worm Coil.
Yeah. That's about it.
Probably going to bring in the 1/6 land as a way to deal with Angelic Destiny.
Does he want to bring this Batter Skull, you think? Batter Skull doesn't do a whole lot against Angelic Destiny and Geist. But
yeah, I mean, it's... Batter Skull is a fine card in these types of matchups.
Sure.
I don't know how much I love it. I like Batter Skull a lot against and basically any deck that plays red, the green-red aggro decks. I like Batter Skull a lot against just the green aggro decks. But Batter Skull is just, I don't know, when your opponent's cards like Mirror Crusader and things like that.
Yeah. Very sound logic. Yeah. It's Fiend Hunter.
Yeah, it's harder to tap out for that than for something else.
Makes sense.
Man, Inferno Titan's so good in this matchup. Inferno Titan's so
Machine
good all
gun.
the time. I would like to write a letter to Inferno Titan.
What would that letter
telling
say?
him that he's invited to my party.
Is it the Killing Small Creatures party?
my party at Smileville. Yeah.
Just gonna start adding Ville to everything.
Yeah, Ville, town, city, you know.
Looks like Glenn Jones has a question.
Oh man, Glenn Jones calls for a judge and multiple judges come over.
It's true. I recently started living with Glenn Jones. It's an interesting fellow.
Oh, you live with Glenn Jones now?
I do.
Have you guys moved into your house now?
Yeah, we moved into our house. It's actually why I haven't been getting a chance to write. I took a week off to unpack and set everything up. There's just a lot of work to do, but while we're moving, he's just sitting on the couch watching TV. I was like we're literally, the movers are there moving furniture, and he's watching TV on the couch. And we're like, Glenn, you want to move? He's like, I'm moved. I'm like, no, Glenn, you want to move from the couch? He's just like sitting there watching. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is almost always on at our house for whatever reason. We're stuck in the 90s, I guess.
The one with the guy who plays the king in the Merlin series as Giles, that one?
Perhaps. I don't really know.
Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yeah, she's there.
I went deep and obscure on my reference as opposed to just asking the obvious question.
Yeah, I was way out of it. I don't know. Smile and nod, that's all you gotta do. You don't know what's going on? Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. Smile and nod. Useful technique to those of you who don't know it.
Anthony Stewart Head.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Very nice.
Did you know that one off the top of your head, or did you have to look? Yeah, you did.
Jeremy Noel.
Also, the main character in Repo the Genetic. I didn't need to know that. Learn a lot of things you don't need to know at Magic events. Shuffle up good, Richard. We don't want to see that game again. From a commentary standpoint, I always want to see a really good game.
Yeah, I like watching good games.
Yeah.
It's definitely better to watch a good game from a commentary standpoint. Earlier today, we got to watch a White Weenie deck play against a Green Dungrove deck, and the Green Dungrove deck was at 1 life for like 6 turns and super behind and ended up just reaching critical mass and like getting there. And his Bellowing Tangleworm had already been countered, so that wasn't even an option. It was kind of cool.
I would like to be doing commentary on the Grand Prix Lincoln finals, like the Game 3. It's just like haymaker after haymaker, just going back and forth. Did you watch that one?
I was the commentator.
Oh yeah, that's right, you were. I completely forgot about that. All right, Dustin's turn to mold a 6 this time.
Yeah, Dustin.
So that would have been fun, I bet.
Yeah, it was really fun. it was a good time.
As soon as you said that, immediately I was like, oh yeah, he was the commentator for that one.
Yeah, BDM and I in the booth for that finals. Excellent finals match. If you guys want to go back and watch it, Andrew Cuneo facing off against Bronson Magnan. Andrew Cuneo was fighting with a Malaripod deck, and he was against Bronson Magnan's Agrolome deck.
Yeah.
And Bronson's deck was really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
He ended up coming out victorious. But the match was really well played by both players.
Yeah.
We just had this back and forth.
Cuneo's on a roll recently, isn't he?
Yeah, doing really well.
Yeah.
I'm making a comeback. Good dinosaur showing recently in the Magic the Gathering world. Hey, John.
It's weird that this game's
Brian.
been around long enough to actually have dinosaurs.
Yeah, we have dinosaurs though.
Yeah. I mean,
So
like,
funny.
just people who have been playing if you've been playing the game for like 10, 15 years, you're definitely considered a dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean, it's
game's
not like they've, you know.
No, I know what you mean, but it's just neat that the game's been around for so long, that it has so much history that people can come back, 10 years later, start doing well, and people still remember them, still enjoy watching their matches.
All right, so Richard Davis leads things off with a Rootbound Crag, and Dustin answers with a turn 1 Champion of the Parish. Richard with a Copperline Gorge. I cast his Sphere of the Suns and pass the turn over to Dustin.
You can see a mana leak in Dustin's hand. That's about it. That's all I got.
Loyal Cathar for Dustin. Going to turn this champion into a 2/2. And it's going to get into the red zone. Richard's going to fall to 18 here.
Players who are interested in Legacy. Michael is now taking signups. He has about 10 minutes remaining in signups for the Legacy Challenge. That is $10. If you played in the standard today,
It's my boy. Yeah, Psalm.
Also,
Psalm
he is taking
Simulacrum. The old art.
pre-registration for tomorrow's Legacy Open. So if you want to sleep in, get here in time.
I remember that card coming out. I was so happy. I read that card. I was like,
you can go
oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Although, like, in its day, I guess it was good in like the Tooth and Nail deck.
a little bit tomorrow morning.
Dude, that card's awesome.
No, yeah, but
about 10 minutes remaining.
It's also like the best cube card ever.
then Archbound Ravager came out, and it got real bad real quick.
That's true. Yeah, when Archbound Ravager came out, kind of everything else just became
So come on
bad.
out and see Mike.
Real quick. God, and then they put a cranial plating.
We also only have one spot remaining in a
That was not
competitive
fun.
draft. Just one spot remaining in a competitive draft. Sign up. And
It wasn't
play
good.
right
Magic
away.
was
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody was playing Ravager, so you're just playing mirror matches all the time.
Yeah. It made me think I was good at Magic for a little while. Like, just like beating up on the people at my local shop with Ravager. It was fun.
Richard here blocking the Loyal Cathar with his Solemn Simulacrum. Going to draw a card. He was a pretty strong tell that he is that he has a Slag Storm or something like that in his hand.
Plays around the
Dustin not
slag
taking
storm.
the bait.
Yeah. Just says go.
And a 6 land for Richard. Does he have the card to make it count? An Inferno Titan would be pretty good here.
Yes. As always,
When is Inferno Titan not just the best card you could play?
when they have 2 mana up and a flash freeze.
Whip Flare. That's true.
That's a good
When they
one.
have 2 mana up and Flash Freeze, it is not the best.
I had every intention of singing I Whip My Flare back and forth here, but I'm just not going to do it. I can't bring myself to it right now.
I mean, back when Solemn Simulacrum was originally printed, her father was actually one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
And now,
Now she is. Will Smith's probably the greatest actor of all time. I don't know if you've ever seen Independence Day. The best movie ever.
I feel like Jeremy will have some feelings about this one later.
Yeah, when he opens up the UFO and punches the alien in the face and says, "Welcome to Earth," that's a high point for American cinema. And Richard, with no Primeval Titan or Inferno Titan to really make this count here.
And Dustin missing land drops. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Steve Sadin often says that his favorite types of games of Magic to play are games where both players are struggling to make their decks do anything.
Those are always really fun too. But
Yeah, the games where like neither person's really doing anything. One of you wins with like a 1/1.
when the game ends,
fun.
the person who lost just flips their hand over. They got like 7 lands in play and 5 in their hand. Like, I couldn't stop drawing them. That's the thing about the, like, I love the Wolf Run. Like, I always want to play Wolf Run Ramp, and then I play it, and I have that one match where I just don't draw my Primeval Titan or my Inferno Titan, and I just get my face kicked in by like a 2/2. I'm like, all right, I'll play something else. You talk me into it. I'm a really sore loser when it comes to the not drawing my Primeval Titans.
It's tough. I mean, sometimes just don't draw it. Thalia's text is probably more advantageous to Richard than it is to Dustin right now.
Yeah. It's just a body at this point.
So he did Richard draw.
We have another Weep player or Slag Stone.
I thought it was just a Gal Blast. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
6 mana.
What do we got? Alt you.
Alright. And is it Inferno or Primeval?
Oh, no. Do you ever have the situation where it's the last card in their hand, they keep doing it? It's like literally their only option is keep tapping on tap. We got the Batter Skull.
Your judge will meet you there in just a minute.
That costs 1 less than that.
No, it doesn't.
Number 2.
Thalia, you're right.
Side events Shivan Dragon Banner.
And Batter Skull's pretty good.
It's not too shabby right now.
Yeah, I guess Batter Skull's really good in this matchup because you have Gal Blast for the Mare Crusaders.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Oof. Airblade holds pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So you got that Wolf Run too. He's going to gain 1,000,000 life next turn.
Yes, he is.
Wise choice, Dustin.
You can also just, if he gets an Ink Moth Nexus, then a Galvanic Blast is enough to kill the hero because they'll have Metalcraft.
Yeah.
Should tapping 4 here.
Slag Storm.
I guess Slag Storm.
And Galv Blast.
Galvanic Blast will finish off that hero.
And now Dustin takes his trip to Frowntown for the match.
Yep. Richard going up to 18 here. Dustin falling down to 16. Dustin taking a tour of Frowntown right now as we speak. He does have a zombie in play.
Upside to everything. Now the lanes are raining down.
You know, Magic's a strange game because in real life, if somebody was like the type of person who, when they died, they became a zombie, that would not be a good thing. But in Magic, it's an advantage.
I've had this conversation with people before, where they like talk about the lore of the game. They're like, hey, this doesn't work. It shouldn't be able to work. They shouldn't be able to, like. I can't think of any random lore things right now. I'm sure you got a million in your bank, but I came to the conclusion that whenever you have to accept that dragons are real in a game, then it just like the lore just ceases to exist. Like there's zombies and dragons and stuff. We don't really need to worry about it anymore.
That's 10. It's going to put Dustin down to 6. Going to put Richard up to 28.
On tap and scoop. Maybe. Pretty sure the last card in his hand's a Mana Leap, right?
Yeah, that's not going to do much right now.
Does he have 1 or 2? Oh, no, scoop.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so we're going on to game 3 here. Dustin's on the play, but Richard has the advantage here in the matchup, so we're going to have to see what happens here. So far, we've had mulligans in both games. Dustin mulliganing that game, Richard mulliganing down to 5 in game 1. In game 1, we saw Dustin play a turn 3 Geist of Saint Traft and a turn 4 Angelic Destiny on it, even though he has just 2 copies of each card.
That game ended very fast after that.
Yes, it did. That does not take many turns of Angelic Destiny on Geist of Saint Traft to end the game.
I see that Richard brought in Beast with it. How do you feel about that?
I know not like that.
Attention Magic players.
All right, then.
Yeah,
Mark
that's-
Vargas and Bryant
That's my
Ashley.
take on that.
You don't like to give the creature deck big creatures?
Please
Yeah, like a 3/3 is kind of better than anything in the 2/2 deck.
I mean, I guess if his only plan on killing like a hero or an Angelic Destiny with it, it makes sense.
I guess, yeah, you have so many things that just like make 3/3s irrelevant. Like your whole deck's so good at making 3/3s and 2/2s irrelevant. The only cards that really matter in your opponent's deck are Angelic Destiny and Hero.
Yeah.
So maybe Beast Within's good. You know,
Yeah.
it stops both of those things.
He's only got 1 Inferno Titan, unfortunately. We might not get to see him this game.
Yeah, he only has 1 Inferno Titan in his list. That was surprising. I always liked Inferno Titan.
Yep. He's very heavy red too. Every time he's fetched a land, it's been a mountain, from what it looks like. So, and I feel like he might want a few more. Maybe there's just not room in the list for it. He's got his 1 Thron, his 1 Bird, 1 Acidic Slime, his 4 Hump Master and Primeval Titan, and then.
I mean, he's playing a lot of red mana too. He has Devil's Play.
Yep. He's got a Garrett Primal Hunter too. I wonder if he's stumbled on casting that card.
Lots of green mana symbols on that card.
That's very, very true.
It's half a Primal Crux.
That's one way to look at it.
Speaking of Primal Crux, you guys should read my Building Out a Budget column from a few weeks ago, where I attempt to attack the modern format with Primal Crux. Good fun. Very good fun.
How's that working out for you?
I mean, I won some games with that deck. I even
battling
won some
on Moto?
matches with that deck on Magic Online, yeah. Like, I played an 8-man with that deck and made it to the finals.
Uh-huh.
Imagine being my opponent in the semifinals of an 8-man and me casting a Primal Crux against you. How bad do you feel when I beat you?
Not too bad, you're JVL.
Alright, that's fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, that's probably a result of me writing that column.
Now,
So-
that card's been on our buy list for a long time.
Really?
Yep. It's
Magic
it's a
Online,
very
they're worth, like-
popular casual card.
I think it's sweet.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many green mana symbols.
It does. Is there anything else that has more? Let's find out.
Alright. This guy's shuffling up still, getting ready for a game 3. Now, even though Dustin is on the play, I'm still going to have to say I like Richard in this matchup. Last game we saw Richard have a really lackluster draw, and it didn't really matter.
I feel like he really needs to have the Geist into being unanswered into Angelic Destiny to win this match.
Yeah, and I mean, Geist is not even that good by itself. It really needs the Angelic Destiny.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's got so many smash removal spells that are going to kill it.
I think his best cards here are Doom Traveler and Angelic Destiny. And in game 1 where he won, he had multiple Doom Travelers and an Angelic Destiny and Richard Mulligan to 5, so
yeah.
It's a good place to be. Turn 1 champion of the parish for Dustin.
It's a pretty good one on turn 1.
Richard has a Rootbound Crag. He's going to pass it over back to Dustin. Dustin has an Honor. He's going to crack in for 2 damages. Alright, now, let's see what Richard can do. Does he have a Sphere or Rampant Growth for his second turn? That would be ideal.
So. He's got a Sphere.
It's good.
It's very good for Richard. Plays land right off the top.
If you signed up for the Legacy
that's a pretty good one.
Challenge,
Yes.
your round
Gonna
1
make this champion into a
pairings are currently
3/3.
going up in the far
gonna attack
corner
Richard needs
of
a
the
Slag Storm
field.
this next turn.
You will notice your
And
judge
if Richard has a
the
Slag
green
Storm,
paper.
Dustin
On it, you
is
will find your pairings.
certainly going to
Find
be
that
visiting a
pairings
place that he
and
left not
see.
too long ago.
Once again, Legacy Challenge competitors, please head on back to the far corner of the room. Your pairings for round 1 are up.
He's tapping that mana real quick.
Yeah.
He's got it.
He's got it. And yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
These creatures are no longer on the battlefield. They are now permanent residents of Frowntown. And a Hero Blade hold. That's got 5 toughness. That's a pretty big game.
I think it's a Beast Within in his hand.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not that big of a game.
And it appears I'm really wrong, but we'll see. Nope. For Solemn. Yep. It's gonna go fetch his land.
Let's see what he finds here.
Mountain.
Josh
Mountain joins the party.
He's coming up to
Along with
the
the song.
stage. Once again, Josh Shepard, the Legacy Challenge. Please come on up to the stage.
Alright, now, I mean, Justin's going to get to untap with a hero. Not a bad place to be.
Nope. He's pulling out of Frowntown real quickly. He's in reverse.
Yeah. Hero Bladehold has a horse. You know,
What
if you're
card
going
is
to-
one drive to Frowntown? This isn't like a joke. I'm curious.
What card is what?
Card. Like if you're driving to Frowntown, you know, we gotta have a name for the automobile
Whoa,
that's taking.
The automobile
Uh-oh.
is in Frowntown? Oh, well.
Okay, we just.
And Angelic Destiny. Angelic Destiny will take you right.
Angelic Destiny is the driver.
Yeah, that is the
Just
driver.
driving you right to Frowntown. It's the chauffeur of Frowntown.
That's a lot of damage. Is Richard gonna block one of these tokens with a Solemn? I imagine he will. Yeah, because that's 4, 8, 10. That's 12 damage that Dustin's tagging for right now. Looks like Richard's gonna take that.
Huh, that's interesting. Goes to 1.
Oh, so it must have been more than. Oh yeah, because each of those were 3.
Yeah.
Not 2. That'll cry.
I wasn't even doing math. I was just sitting there thinking about what he can draw right now. I was like, he's kind of dead. Unfortunately.
He can. I think that might have been a Beast Within in his hand, so. Could have been a very different game.
I mean, even if he survives another turn, he's in such bad shape. Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what Richard had in his hand. So Dustin Ayers wins a very difficult matchup. The Hero Bladehold.
Yeah.
Really an all-star here.
Definitely a very, very powerful Magic card. I feel like Angelic Destiny might